What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chicago Black Delegation podcast. I'm your host, HT, aka High Thing, and you're watching The Corner Show, where I kind of watch these different little videos with me, myself, and that you guys may send to me, or just maybe some videos I kind of run across on my own. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about Candace Owens essentially biting the hand that fed her. She's turned cold against Donald Trump, of all people, and she has been known to be a very, very strong defender of Donald Trump, and she spent the majority of the election attacking Kamala Harris's lineage, trying to pretty much calling her out for being a liar and stuff like that. And I don't know. I don't know I ain't really do too much of watching her during that time period. You can check that little campaign out for yourself. But yeah, she's not liking what she's seeing from the Trump administration. So let's check it out, shall we? This content is brought to us by Brute. So shout out to them.
I never thought that I would see a day where I would be rooting for a university above Donald J. Trump and his administration. But I don't recognize his administration right now. I don't recognize what's happening. I have a theory. I do. We were kicking around some theories earlier, me and the team, and we were going, how could Trump be such a free speech enthusiast and allowing these things to happen? Going after college universities, trying to suppress speech, while pretending that you're not suppressing speech, while pretending that you're fighting DEI. It's so messy. It's so obvious. Everyone knows what you're doing.
Okay. I got to stop you right there, Candace. Got to stop you right there, Candace. Candace, I hate, it's so unfortunate, because I don't know if you're being authentic right now. I really don't, okay? But in the event that you are being, serious and you truly mean everything that you're saying right now, yes, there's going to be a whole lot of hypocrisy coming from the conservative party. Okay, there's a whole lot of that, man, that's been going on. I mean, some would say that the Democratic Party is the same, sure, or whatever you want to say. But check this out. It is extremely apparent within the Democratic Party. I mean, I'm sorry, within the Republican Party. People have flat out stated, or farmers have flat out stated, that they've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars per year because Trump is now in office, because of the decisions Donald Trump has made, and they still gonna vote for that dude. They're intentionally crashing out, you know. And in terms of this free speech thing, yes, there's gonna be another one of those hypocrisy moments. Okay, they break it to you. Again, that's if you're being authentic here.
People who are still trying to grift, I suppose, are not willing to challenge you on this, which is ridiculous, because when you are out of office, we are going to have to live with these consequences. Our children are going to have to grow up in this America. Okay.
Boy, do I agree with that. Boy, do I agree with, yes, our children is going to deal with that. You're absolutely right, Candace.
Okay. So when you threaten our speech, it's not worth it so that we can have pom-poms and go hurrah for a couple of years, then go, okay.
Couple of years, bro. The first 100 days has been a complete travesty. The dude's approval rating is the lowest any president has had in the first 100 days in the past 80 years. Imagine, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, now it kind of stinks because, we're getting arrested for wrongthink. We got David Friedman. Yeah, arrest him. Arrest Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. Get them. I love it. Everyone can see what's happening left and right.
That's the thing. They see what's happening left and right of the political aisle, if that's what you're implying here. And the right don't care. The right wants to, they want so hard. They want so bad to pretend they made the right decision, you know? And it's completely and utterly pathetic.
Harvard received notice that they had to comply with the Trump administration's demands, okay? And essentially telling them how they would have to change things on campus. And they're, again, the administration is trying to paint this as they're coming and fighting DEI on campus, and they're not doing that. I'm going to show you it so you can see it with your own eyes. On Monday, Harvard became the first university to openly defy the Trump administration as it demanded sweeping changes to limit activism on campus. Activism is like synonymous with campus, okay? The university frames the government's demands as a threat not only to the Ivy League school, but to the autonomy that the Supreme Court has long granted American universities.
We're going to go into a little bit later, just a little bit later, about the context of what she's speaking on. But yes, it's very much so to do with activism that's happening on these in Harvard, but it's also other schools as well. That Trump is essentially going to be pulling funding from schools that have, well, pro Gaza sentimentships, okay, Palestinian sentiments, okay. And what else is there to say there? She believes that those individuals, those students, have every right to protest what's going on over there. And don't know what to say there. Really don't. It's surprising. It's surprising seeing her going this far in the defense of this type of thing. I mean, and, we saw something very similar, because this immediately draws me to what I saw ADL kind of go through with the not the basketball player manager, but the Carmelo Anthony situation. Yeah, regarding the Carmelo Anthony situation, ADL said this is self-defense. He read the comment section and he flipped up. He switched it. He switched that shit up really quick. Got the defending, got the apologizing on the behalf of Black Americans and stuff like that. Candace Owens could do it. She could do the same thing. She has plenty of time to, really. I think they'll come back. I think they'll be cool. But if she really wants to go the way of Amazing Lucas and just completely flip, good luck. There is a price to pay when you start applying common sense to your political takes. It's just, I mean, he lost a whole lot of viewers, a whole lot of subscribers, because he just decided to, like, you know what, I'm done grifting. Well, I'll be nice to Lucas. Maybe he wasn't grifting. Maybe he truly believed everything that he said. Like, let's throw it out there. There's a likelihood that he did truly believe all that stuff. I'm just saying that if she wants to turn over a new leaf and stop grifting, well, there is a price to pay for that. Hate to break it to you. That's why my channel is never gonna get any real traction, because I'm a little bit too honest when it comes to politics.
They said in a quote, "The university will not surrender its independence or relinquish its constitutional rights." That's what the university lawyers said on Monday. They continued, "Neither Harvard nor any other private university can allow itself to be taken over by the federal government." The federal government says it's freezing more than $2.2 billion in grants and $60 million in contracts to Harvard unless, essentially, we are going to hold your funding unless you comply with these demands. And I'm going to show you, because Harvard has released it, what they're asking them to do. First, I should tell you they've already complied with adopting the IRHA definition of anti-Semitism, which is ridiculous. But so how you have to read this is everywhere, and Skylar, if you don't mind making that a little bigger for me, everywhere that you see the word anti-Semitism, you have to ask yourself what the definition, the new definition of anti-Semitism is, because now we're at critique of Israel, the foreign state, essentially.
Yep. Yep. Can't you gotta be nice. You can't call people out for being Zionists. You can't do any of those things, bro. You gotta just let them cook. That's what this stuff means now. So for anybody out there trying to make content, again, remember, if you're not letting Israel cook, and I don't mean that figuratively anyway, just relax. But yeah, if you yeah, you gotta let them cook now, y'all. Not much else to say about that.
As they frame it down there as the discontinuation of DEI, which would be a good thing, saying that we want people to be merit-based and to let go of DEI-based policies, that would be a great thing, because that is how the nation should run. they are actually asking them to reform programs that have egregious records of anti-Semitism or other biases, telling them to look at specific programs. Scroll down, Skylar, because I want to get to them essentially just framing this as them needing to take a look at.
I was gonna let her get away with it, but I'm not. Yeah, check this out, bro. Y'all need to understand, like, the DEI thing is, like, look, it is enforcing merit based. Okay, check this out. There's with all of this fuss regarding stopping like these DEI students from accessing like participating in places where they don't belong, if you want to call it that. They don't want to. Nobody is raising any sort of question based on what is that called, the lineage, the lineage. I forgot what it's called, but like let me look it up real quick. I gotta come back to it. Lineage admissions, I believe it's called. Yeah, lineage admissions, where basically if somebody in the school, if a teacher or faculty member works at a school, they essentially get like it essentially is like leverage to help their child get access to that school. It's essentially networking. It's essentially like using network to get access to that school. Whereas like that type of thing is very much so rooted in systemic oppression, which a lot of people may not want to like acknowledge or don't understand how it works, but it's relatively simple. Black people in this nation, American freedmen especially, have been systemically displaced, and how do I put this? American freedmen essentially have been oppressed to the point where they weren't allowed education, right? And if we want to like acknowledge that finally, we have to also acknowledge the fact that our ancestors, our black ancestors, didn't have like the same opportunities within the same time frame as these other ethnicities of people to have access to these schools, to be educated and eventually work for those work amongst the faculty in these prestigious schools. It's like I don't know, like people just I guess people just, when they don't think about this stuff enough, they just can't seem to make these connections to understand why like DEI is like necessary. Like if white folks is gonna be able to get access to like these prestigious positions by way of not having to deal with anti-black systems and stuff like that, then yes, black people systems like DEI and affirmative action is necessary to essentially bridge that opportunity gap, to bridge that gap. You feel me? So like when when you understand something like that, I don't know, man. I don't know why like Candace Owens can't seem like because she herself, like she is freedman. You know what I mean? She's half Caribbean, sure, but she's also is freedman. And I don't know if it's the parents that didn't, educate her properly, or the propaganda that was fed to her. I don't know what it is, but she should have an understanding of this. But I don't know. I guess it just is what it is at this point. But yeah, so when people try to say it's like merit based, like again, the DEI is making sure it's merit based because it's giving the Black Americans, the freedmen, and other displaced groups and other underprivileged groups the same or similar access to these institutions as the privileged groups. Okay, the groups that have a history of opportunity in this country. Okay.
Allowing to come to Harvard on foreign visas, and whether or not they disagree with Israel's policies. Like you have to adopt new policies about student groups or clubs that forbid or endorse certain activities. They're talking about student groups that did not get violent, but are opposed to Israel's agenda, which is totally fair because this country is not Israel. It's not Israel. You are totally allowed to critique Israel. I mean, it's an absolute nonsense. It's telling them that these people need to be suspended, that they can't be allowed on campus. Again, making us think that Bibi Netanyahu must be the president of the United States, and Trump has no idea what's going on.
That's crazy. Oh boy, they are. Oh man, she actually had the cojones to say that. Wow. Whoa. She said Netanyahu is the president of the United States of America. That is a lot. And you know, that is like that's as base as that little kid that told Trump. That's almost as base as that little kid that told Trump that he's not the president that Elon Musk is.
Here's a clue. If you want people who are feeling threatened on campus because of the response that people are having to feeling like their rights are being infringed upon, maybe don't infringe upon their rights to speech. This is not making it easier for their students on campus, I'm telling you, because this is making it seem like they get special consideration because these rules were not put into place to defend white people when BLM was going on, okay? These rules had never been put in place to defend anybody else.
Damn. Does he almost kind of defend BLM a little bit? After she came out with that big old after she came out with that hit piece of a documentary.
Talking about speech censorship. That's on its face, it is speech censorship. Speech that you don't like or speech that makes you uncomfortable is not violent. You are not being hurt by speech or being challenged by ideas, okay? We gotta get over snowflake culture.
Snowflake culture. She attributed snowflake culture to the conservatives. Oh my goodness, Candace, this is some base shit right here, cuz. This is a base take. Relax. Jeez.
We know there are people that are more loyal to the state of, you know, want to know how we know? Because this is even being written down. Because this is even being considered as a definition, a working definition of anti-Semitism. Whoever created this working definition is more loyal to the state of Israel than they are to America. Because in America, we believe in free speech. How about that?
Damn. Sheesh. Candace Owens in the house. Wow, that was okay. Yeah, she I don't know where she stands anymore. She's obviously not a Democrat. I don't know. Maybe she's gonna be like a libertarian or something like that. Like the libertarians like to pretend they're not Republicans for whatever reason. Okay. Yeah. Candace. Yeah. So she was gonna lose like half her viewer base. She's gonna have like a quarter of her subscribers left, and this is gonna be the ones that's like they have a thing for black chicks. Okay. Which is cool. But yeah. Wow. I'm almost speechless. Candace Owens, ladies and gentlemen. I'll catch you on the flip side. It's been Higher Thinking of Chicago Black Delegation podcast.